What's good, YouTube? And I'm back with another video. Now let's talk for a minute. Today, I'm coming with another daily devotional from, Matthew, 7 verse 7 through 8. And it says, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds. To the one who knocks and it will be open. Now, that might sound simple, almost like whatever you ask God for, you're going to get it. But it doesn't work like that. You probably prayed for things that didn't happen. You probably asked for opportunities and it didn't open up. And wonder what does this verse really mean? So I'm gonna break it down to y'all. Look at this, right? A lot of people they misunderstand this verse because they think God works like a vending machine. Like, oh, you just put it in prayer and you get exactly what you want back. No, it don't work like that. That's not what Jesus was saying here. See, God isn't here to serve our every desire. He's here to shape us, to grow us, and align within His will. He's gonna give it to us when the time is right. See, when the Bible says ask and receive, it doesn't talk about selfish wants. It talks about asking for things that line up with who God is building you to be, because we all have a purpose. But sometimes the very thing you want is a thing that it will distract you or destroy you if you got it too early. If God just gave us everything you wanted, do you think it will stay together? No, that shit will fall apart. That's why we have to wait. It's something called preparation. Now pay attention to the words that Jesus used. He says ask, seek, and knock. That's not random. That's basically like a progress. So when you ask for that prayer, that's you going to God honestly, being real with Him about what you need. And when you seek that action, that means you're not just praying, you're actually pursuing growth. You want change and you want your habits to change and you want to grow closer to God in your daily life. And when you not, that's persistence. That's you continue to show up. Even when you don't see results right away, even when the door doesn't immediately open. Cause I don't know nobody who knock on the door once. When you go to your homeboy crib or something, you banging on that bitch. So just keep asking God for it. Keep having faith. But here's the truth though. This is the part people don't always like. You know, God, He always answers, but not always the way you expect it to. Sometimes the answer is yes, sometimes the answer is no. And a lot of times it's just not yet. Because there's a lot of things I pray for and I'm just like, wow, like is God not answering me? Like, what's going on? But every prayer has a purpose, because God sees the full picture and He sees what we don't. And He knows what we're gonna become. He cares more about our growth than, our desires and our comfort. So if something hasn't happened yet, it doesn't mean God isn't listening. It might mean He's preparing you for something or He's just trying to protect you. So look at this, right? This verse isn't really just about trust. It's about knowing that, God hears you, that He's not distant from us, and, He's always working on us. Even when we don't see it, bro. And that's what we have to understand as people, bro, as believers, as, people following God. So when you feel stuck and when you feel like your prayers aren't going anywhere, and when you're tired of waiting, that's a reminder to keep going. Because a lot of people might stop believing in God or stop praying just because they have prayed for something and it doesn't happen. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes we just have to have faith. And you know what faith is? Faith is believing in something you cannot see yet, no matter what the outcome is. I was just talking to my dad about this last night too. So how do you apply this to your life? You don't just pray for change. You start moving differently. You don't just ask God for strength. You step into situations that require it. You don't just wait around for an opportunity. You prepare yourself, when that door finally opens. You can't just pray for something and just go back home and sit on your ass and do nothing. No, it don't work like that. You gotta get up and work. God is gonna lead you halfway there, but you gotta be willing to put in the work too. You can't be a lazy bum ass nigga and expect God just to hand it to you. It don't work like that. But look though, God hears you. He sees what you want and what you're asking for, and He's not always gonna give it to you when you want it. But he's gonna give it to you within his time and when he feel like it's right for you. But just take that verse in. Asking you shall receive. God will eventually open that door for you, and whatever you're asking for, he will give it to you if it's the right one. But I'm gonna stay dropping videos for y'all, man. I ain't really been doing no video like that, but I got y'all though. And make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all stay prayed up, and always keep having faith. Like I always tell y'all, man. Faith is the key, man.